मेरा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सीबीएफसी से, मेरा प्रॉब्लम पूरे समाज से है जो एक पॉइंट पे आके इसी बात को अपनी तरीके से कहता है। तो सीबीएफसी इज़ एक्चुअली अ मिररिंग सोसाइटी। बहुत छोटा हम इशू कर देंगे अगर हम सीबीएफसी के बारे में बना देंगे इस पिक्चर को। ये बहुत बड़ा इशू है। आप नॉर्मली अगर किसी लड़की से बात करेंगे तो आप उससे 5 इंसिडेंसेस ऐसे पता कर लेंगे जो उसके साथ दिन में हुए हैं। एक साल में तो 5-10 तो निकलेंगे ही जहाँ उसको अपने औरत होने पर she has had to prove herself a little harder, maybe in a male-dominated workplace, at times with a certain amount of having to be come across as a smarter woman if she is good-looking. मतलब there are so many, she's learned combat from a very young age. और आप ये जो उंगली है ना, ये लिपस्टिक जो है, ये उस समाज पर है जो हमें बाहर आने नहीं दे रहा, हमें अपनी आवाज़ को दबाने की पे मजबूर कर रहा है। तो इट्स नॉट अबाउट सीबीएफसी, इट्स अबाउट एवरी, एंड इट्स अबाउट एन आइडियोलॉजी, इट्स नॉट अबाउट मेन अगेन। Please, I am going to do a campaign called Lipstick for Men. Because no, it is. Because there are lots of men who made us the women we are, like my father. And there are lots of women who insist that there's a son born and put their daughter-in-laws through various children and abortions. So it's not about women and men, it's about ideology. So
yeah, it's about patriarchy.
Yeah, it's about
patriarchy. Put it in a simple word, it is patriarchy. And it is something that, like Ahana said, women are battling all over the world. You know, I grew up at a time when my mom and people of her generation had fought to be where they were. I stand on their shoulders. I got my education. I got the kind of freedom and life that they were not able to have. And the sad thing is, I can't pass it on to my daughter. How sad is that? In one generation, we have given up all these advantages and we are moving backward rapidly. So it's patriarchy. It's an incomplete project, this project of dealing with patriarchy. And we all have to accept that we have a role to play, men and women. Very important to understand that it's not a single gender issue.
अलंकृता, फिल्म कई समारोहों में जा चुकी। हमारी आपसे उन दिनों ही बात हुई थी जब इशू चल रहे थे सर्टिफिकेट के। अभी कितनी रिलैक्स्ड हैं एंड 21 जुलाई के लिए किस तरीके से तैयार हैं?
Up to I'm having I can't believe it's happening actually. I was so used to this thing of like it's not going to happen, and I think it's really wonderful that Ekta came on board, because I think that has really like made the whole release like so much fun, and you know that at least we're coming out with a lot of strength. So I feel after battling so much, I would have hated to have a very small kind of struggling to release kind of an energy with the film. So I feel like the film really deserves a wider audience. So I'm very happy that there is a way of reaching out to a wider audience. So I'm excited, and I want everyone to come to cinemas on 21st July.
Hi, Shivangi this side from Aaj Tak here. So मेरा सवाल आप सभी से है कि जिस तरह से ये फिल्म है वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट की बात करता है, या जो वुमेन्स की मांग है या डिमांड है, जो इच्छाएं हैं उसके बारे में बात करता है, क्या आप लोगों को लगता है कि सेक्स एक मुद्दा है जहाँ पर हम औरतों की इच्छाएं या औरतें लड़ रही हैं? क्या सेक्स के मुद्दे से ही हम इस चीज़ को प्रूव कर सकते हैं, या कोई और मुद्दा लेकर हम फिल्म नहीं बना सकते थे?
I think before I ask anyone else to answer, I would really like to answer this question. I think the side.
Sorry to interrupt. अगर आप ये जवाब हिंदी में देंगी तो बहुत अच्छा।
तो मुझे क्या लगता है कि औरत की जो बॉडी होती है ना, वो सबसे पहला एरिया होता है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट का, and therefore I feel that many issues about women finding themselves, finding freedom, are definitely related to how much agency and control they have over their own bodies. So that's what I feel. So I don't feel that kuch disconnect hai between other issues and all of that. But this is a story about 4 women, so it's not even that.
Yeah, I would say sex एक बहुत छोटा अंश है इन 4 औरतों की जिंदगियों का और उनकी कहानियों का. जरूर इम्पोर्टेंट अंश है, जैसा कि सबकी जिंदगी में होता है, लेकिन सिर्फ ये ही एक मसला है ऐसा मैं नहीं कहना चाहूंगी. अनफॉर्चुनेटली ये जो सारे तमाशे हुए हैं और जिस तरह की पब्लिसिटी हमको मिली है, उसकी वजह से ऐसा लगता है कि ये सिर्फ एक गंदी पिक्चर है. ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी, जो बंदे ये पिक्चर गंदी पिक्चर सोच करके आएंगे ना, तो बहुत दुखी होंगे.
आई एक्चुअली बिलीव सेक्स ना ऐसी चीज़ है जो हमने बहुत सालों से व्हेन इट कम्स टू वुमेन छुपाई है. अनफॉर्चुनेटली आपको बोला जाता है आप अपने आप को ढको, क्योंकि फिर उस आदमी का भेड़िया बनना अलाउड है. बिकॉज यू नो व्हाट, आपने अपना शोल्डर दिखा दिया, अरे मेरा शोल्डर है, आप भेड़िए बने. इट्स लाइक so that is a very big problem. We are not being able to discriminate between sexual intentions or sex and sexual crime. Sexual crime is a problem. Sex, if it's consensual between two people, is not a problem. And unfortunately, the more we are dabaing this topic, we are making more and more women responsible for any kind of sexual desire that is raised in them or in a man. Frankly, really guys, I would like to say, like, it's a world where God has given us a body and it feels, and as long as we are in control, as long as we deal in anything that is consensual, morality should be our personal issue. It cannot be thopoed on us and made an excuse for anyone else to behave badly. That's why dealing with sex and discussing sex is as important as discussing a lot of other things, because this whole prohibition has made it okay for us to be more guilty about our legs being shown. I mean, we've had so many photos of women come out, actresses whose shoulder was shown. Oh, you know what, a malfunction happened and it went all over the place. Come on, man. There are many malfunctions I'll show you of men, but no one covers them. And it's time we decide to discuss sex like adults, without playing it up. If you see the movie, it is not at one point vicarious, or it is not at one point exploitative, but it's never running away from the issue. It speaks as it is. That's why it stares you in the eye.
Alankrita, hi. A lot of reports say that the poster is directed at the CBFC. Did you intend it to be that way?
I think Ekta already answered that question, but just to repeat, no, not at all, because the poster is directed at the system of patriarchy, which actually oppresses women, and it's really about being rebellious and fun and wanting to do our own thing, and the world can go to hell.
Hi, Megha here from Republic TV. My question is for both Alankrita and Ekta. I have two questions. One, what is the distribution plan of this movie when we have 3 other movies releasing on the same date? And secondly, an elderly woman recently from Meghalaya was asked to leave from a golf club because of her dress, and she was wearing a traditional Khasi dress, which is considered to be a maid uniform. So what do you have to talk about this particular issue, wherein, you know, how long for us to end chauvinism and...
How long? Does anyone have an answer? फटाफट बता दो, मुझको भी बताओ. I'm dying to know how long. I've been waiting for so many years now. I want to know.
I've entered a temple with a half pant, and I'm told 2 other men who've entered with like same length of pants, it's okay, but I'm not allowed to show my this part of the leg also, which is like it happens all the time. I mean, and clearly this is a situation that we have to constantly combat. That's what I say. It happens to us every day. And your shoulder showing here, आप decently dressed नहीं है. वो decent word कैसे आ जाता है मुझे पता नहीं चलता. As far as the release goes, we're planning 400-500 screens. We'll push it as much, and we are hoping to create as much noise. This is a film that is very close to my heart, and I will do everything in my power to give it the widest release. The rest.
Thank you.
Alankrita, recently Prakash Jha said that if he got a lack of votes, he would allow the word intercourse in Jab Harry Met Sejal. Did you wish he'd started some voting system for your film as well?
I didn't know that these new kind of laws can be made at any time. I thought that we are following the 1952 Cinematograph Act. If there's been some change, I have not been informed. I don't know. Has there been some sort of change? I have no idea.
Ekta, you of course are a very commercially successful producer. A film like this with an A certificate, and even your trailer's A certificate. So, it can't be shown on TV, and you'll have restrictions. Even playing the trailer out. Was that ever a consideration before backing the film?
Do I look like it made a difference to me? In my whole life, I've done things because I believe in it. And sometimes I've been wrong. Sometimes I've been horribly right. Sometimes I've been terribly wrong. I've been panned, but I've lived life according to my own rules. And since I've been backed by my family, I've been able to do that. And I hope I get a chance to get more and more women to do that for the next generation. I hope I can help a lot more women to live the life they want, like I have been able to.
Hi Ratna, here. Soumya from Times Now. Firstly, the trailer looks amazing. Congratulations on that. And my question is, it is not very, usually we don't see, women of all ages expressing their feelings and desires. I mean, and even when it is about the young girls. And this movie does it without any age bars. So what do you have to say about that?
About time that people figured out that, we are not dead. Just because you happen to have a few white hair doesn't mean you are dead. So, yeah, I mean, people have desires all through their lives, emotional, sexual, all kinds of desires. And the fact that this kind of a story could be told and was even thought of, I don't think it would have been possible 4 years ago, 5 years ago. The fact that Alankrita did and that we are here today with this film means that something is going right. So we are getting to tell different kinds of stories.
Alankrita, my question goes to you. Why the trailer's been so hard-hitting?
Well, the reason that the trailer's been so hard-hitting is that I've had a very hard-hitting kind of journey. And I think I'm done with the niceties. We've been very soft and kind and all of that, but I think I'm really done with that. Because, we had a very warm, graphic image that we had used earlier when we had, for the international festivals and all of that. But I think time's really up on that. We applied for the censor certificate at the end of December. We got it in our hands on the 3rd of June, and on the 5th we announced the release. So it took me almost 6 months to get a film certified. I think I'm allowed to come out with a trailer that's hard-hitting, because also I feel that what happens to the characters in the film is exactly what happened to the film. It was like, if women want to express themselves, they should just be told to shut up and stay at home and not show their film in theaters. So I think that there's a real parallel between what women experience and what actually the film experienced. And that's the reason we came out with this trailer. And also I think that it's really important for people to go out into the theater to watch this film, because otherwise it's like, what was that whole battle for? And as citizens of India, are we really interested in listening to women's stories? Are we interested in freedom of expression? And I should think that the fact that this film is releasing is not just about, the people behind the film, but the fact that it's important that the film is managing to release.
21st is a confirmed date that you are having. So again,
21st.
Hi, Ekta, this is Priyanka. Hi. I wanted to know that do you sometimes feel guilty of reinforcing stereotypes around women through TV shows?
Never, because if you see the kind of women I've shown on television, they just wear a sari. They may have OTT makeup, but OTT and the level of makeup is your own personal desire again. But nowhere in any of my shows have any of the women touched their husband's feet, called them Parmeshwar. We have tackled marital rape, domestic violence. The only problem is that they wear saris and they look traditional. And you know what? For a lot of women, the battles we take on TV are real. So if you go through this Boston research that was carried out for television in India between 2001 and 2005, and it's an independent research, one of the most valued researches worldwide, they will tell you that a lot of women in Indian homes who never had a stand in family matters, actually after Tulsi and Parvati, were allowed to discuss or take part in family decisions, because if they could, why can't they? So clearly there have been different battles. Some are very, very strong and very, very loud, and some of them have to be, you see, if I show a woman wearing different clothes, speaking a different language, I may not be able to have an identification with the woman because she feels there's a different woman's story. Today, when you actually have somebody who is probably of a certain mindset, she speaks your language, and she goes and takes that battle on, you feel more and more attached to that battle. As a woman, it's a small thing, but in none of our shows we have tried to show any kind of patriarchy. In fact, we've made very, very strong women characters, and our men are pretty much there for, which a lot of people say, for the eye candy.
Ekta, what I want to ask is, why didn't you just go ahead and just put it up on your platform of Alt Balaji and just give Pelaj Nilali the lipstick? In that sense, you know, that you could bypass.
Because it's not about Pelaj Nilali, sir. I mean, why are we constantly coming back to this question? I am not, it's like, this is not, you are trivializing my battle, my friend. Our battle, your battle. This is so much more. This is about you going back to your own home. It's not about taking on the CBFC. I in fact want to say this. I have no problem with Pelaji. I respect him. He has a point of view and I may or may not agree, but that's not the conversation here. At this present moment, we're discussing a society and ideology, and she, like ma'am said, patriarchy. It's got nothing to do with that at all.
Institution of
yes.
Well, I guess I didn't, for me it was just a story about 4 ordinary women and their secret lives. So I wasn't overthinking that, oh, now who's going to, because for me everything that they do is very natural, and there was nothing out of the ordinary in that sense, because it was just like an honest kind of a story. So I wasn't very worried about how I'm going to get actors, and I was very fortunate that I mean, I got the actors that I did, and I don't think they ever questioned. I mean, they read the script and we had a discussion and they were immediately on board. So I don't think there was any sort of fear on their part. The rest, maybe Konkana can tell you, and Ratna and everybody.
It's so rare, and you know, she didn't chance upon the script. She worked on the script for so long, and it's such a pleasure to read such a well-written script. You know, it's not that it doesn't happen as often as it should, that one reads such a beautifully written script that rings so true and is so authentic to a certain experience, you know, and nuanced. You know, it's not a poster kind of thing where you're just making a statement. Propaganda. Yeah, at all. It's you empathize with these women, you experience their lives with them, you understand what they're going through or why they're going through it, you know, and it feels very authentic and very true.
Also, I think it's very insightful, at least for my character to be able to read Usha and Shireen's parts. I was like, oh yeah, this also can happen. You may not realize that there are women of Usha's age who would experience a sexual desire. It's so unheard of, and it's something that nobody ever discusses or ever talks about. So yeah, insightful.
कास्टिंग रत्ना और कोनकना को तो मतलब स्क्रिप्ट भेजा था मैंने और फिर उनसे बातचीत की और उनकी कास्टिंग हो गई। प्लबिता और आहाना के जो पार्ट्स थे उनके लिए हमारे कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर्स हैं श्रुति महाजन और पराग मेहता। उन्होंने बहुत हार्ड वर्क किया और ऑलमोस्ट कितनी सारी एक्ट्रेसेस का ऑडिशन हुआ एंड फाइनली वी डिसाइडेड ऑन बोथ ऑफ देम। तो इट वाज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोसेस। इट वाज अ लॉन्ग प्रोसेस टू कास्ट द अदर्स, बट विद रत्ना एंड कोको इट वाज लाइक स्ट्रेट अवे।